Nora Daigle from Canada has one name on her resume that maybe boxing fans would be familiar with.
That would be Tracy Bird, who happens to be related to the Fighting Birds, who, of course, everyone knows in the men's part of boxing. Nora Daigle, at 36, like her opponent, needs to get wins now to make things happen.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out tonight. Remember, 2 hours, all women's card for you. And Al, people seem to be taking a genuine interest in these women. And you take a look at some of the records. There are losses littered in, not a lot of knockouts. But it's really a small fraternity right now in the professional game.
It is. We saw it in the amateur competitions we covered on ESPN. They doubled the number of participants. That's what's happening in the pro ranks. And I think the part about this that's interesting is the fact that everybody fights each other. They haven't reached the point that men's boxing has, which is everybody avoids each other. In this case, everybody does fight each other. That's part of the reason why you see some of those losses.
All right, let's take a look at the tail of the tape for our first bout this evening. Bally Canino and Nora Daigle. You see Canino with an 8-2 record with 4 knockouts, and Daigle at 4-1-1 with 2 knockouts. Both boxers 36 years of age. Let's take a look at the rules for tonight's first bout. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. No standing 8 count. Only the referee can stop the bout. Fight can be saved by the bell in the last round only. Accidental headbutt, they'll go to the scorecards at the time the bout is stopped. Of course, those are the Nevada rules. Since this is a championship bout, this bout will be governed under the unified rules, and we'll get that for you after the introductions from our ring announcer. Here's Danny Valdivia.
From Bally's Hotel and Casino in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, Event Entertainment in association with the Las Vegas Hilton and Budweiser, the undisputed, undefeated king of beers, present Satin Storm, IFBA Championship Boxing, an all-female fistic extravaganza. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first of 2 IFBA World Championship bouts. Both of our title bouts have been sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Dr. Elias Ghanem, Chairman, Boxing Commissioners Dr. James Nave, Dr. Luther Mack, Lorenzo Fertitta, Glenn Carano, and Mark Ratner, Executive Officer, and also sanctioned by the International Female Boxers Association. In the ring shall be supervising at ringside the Commissioner from Las Vegas, Nevada, Shelley Williams. And here we go. Featherweights, 10 rounds for the IFBA Featherweight Championship of the world. Our judges and referees for this title bout, all from Las Vegas, Nevada. The judges, Patricia Morse-Jarman, Jerry Roth, Glenn Trowbridge. The referee in charge, Kenny Bayless. In the red corner to my left, the challenger, wearing black trunks with red and white trim, all the way from Quebec, Canada, with a professional record of 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 2 wins by knockout. At 123 pounds, the lady known as the Canadian Cannon, Nora Daigle. And in the blue corner, wearing cobra skin trunks from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, fighting out of US 1 Fitness Center. Her record, 8 wins, 2 losses, 4 wins by knockout. At 125 pounds, the IFBA Featherweight Champion of the world, Bally the Cobra Canino.
You have met both boxers. Let's take a look at the rules. This will be a unified rules bout because the IFBA title is at stake. No 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8. Only the referee can stop the bout. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Accidental headbutt, they'll go to the scorecards after 4 rounds are completed. Before that, it will be a technical draw. And there you get a look at Bally Canino. She's actually coming off a loss, knocked out in the 7th round in March by Chevelle Hallback in a bid for the WIBF title, but she still has her IFBA championship, which she is defending tonight here in Las Vegas. Spacious ring, 21 feet by 21 feet inside the ropes. And remember, in women's boxing, championship bouts are 10 rounds, and all the rounds are 2 minutes apiece.
Obviously, Canino, the southpaw, and that will be one of the problems Daigle has to deal with.
Daigle fought on June the 12th in Canada. She gets tagged here in round number 1. Had a 4-round decision against Katie Burton.
Warning for hitting behind the head to Canino.
Canino has 4 knockouts, 1 in each of the first 4 rounds.
Canino's win over a good straight left hand by Canino and a counter right hand over the top by Daigle. So both boxers getting some things done here in round 1.
Canino has 61 rounds of professional boxing experience in 10 bouts. Daigle in her 6 pro bouts, 27 rounds.
Either are huge knockout punchers, with each with 2 KOs in their fights. In this first round, Canino has tactically done a little bit better.
And Canino and Daigle getting tied up, and that time Canino made sure she did not hit the back of the head of Daigle. Closing seconds of round 1 scheduled for 10. Canino and Daigle on ESPN 2. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Bob Papa along with Al Bernstein. Round number 2 underway. Bonnie Canino, 36 years of age, the southpaw with the black tassels on her shorts. Nora Daigle with the black and red. At stake, the IFBA Featherweight Championship. You see the numbers in round number 1.
Canino getting the better of things. There's a good right hand by Canino as Daigle gets away. Daigle is having a real hard time getting to the left of the southpaw, and so she's constantly finding herself in a position where she can get hit with that right hand by Canino. These women much more arm punchers than some of the women we have seen in our recent ESPN boxing. Very fundamental error being made by Daigle right now. She's got to be stepping to her left. It's part of the reason why she's getting hooked up here. See, in that posture where she can't get her left hook off. She's got her left foot inside the right foot of Canino. There's a perfect example of it right there. Can't fight a lefty that way. Footwork is all important, and that's why that straight left hand landed right there.
Short right inside from Canino.
Canino is really dictating the tempo of this bout completely. And Daigle has not figured out the lefty stance, and she also is having a hard time thinking, what punches do I throw? And she's not really in the right position to throw any of the ones she wants to throw.
Final 10 seconds of round number 2. This bout scheduled for 10. At stake, the IFBA Featherweight Championship. Canino and Daigle on the deuce.
Here Daigle gets herself in a bad position, and the right hook is able to get in by Canino because Daigle was inside that right foot, not in a good position.
Round number 3 underway in the scheduled 10-rounder. At stake, Bonnie Canino defending her IFBA Featherweight Championship against Nora Daigle. We'll take a look at some numbers through 2 rounds of this 10-round bout.
See the Canino, nice right hand hurts Canino there, or appears to. Only 1 power punch was landed for Daigle up to that one that we just saw. She only threw 6, but that one she just landed is a good indication that she can get something in.
Daigle has two knockouts in her 6 pro bouts, a 2nd and 3rd round KO. In fact, they came in her first 2 professional bouts.
We see Canino constantly moving to her right. She'll mix up the movement a little bit, but primarily, as all good lefties should, she will move mostly to her right. A lot of pushing of the punches by both women here tonight. They both are pushing their punches a lot, not getting a lot of leverage on those shots. There's an example by Canino.
You just tuned in and you're wondering why the rounds are flying by in women's boxing. They're 2 minutes, not 3 minutes. And championship bouts are 10 rounds as opposed to 12. A better round for Nora Daigle.
Started with that power punch at the beginning.
Now Canino looking to answer back as we come to the end of round number 3.
Early in the last round, the best moment of the bout for Daigle, she landed that straight right hand against Canino, but after that, things didn't go as well for her in that round.
And round number 4 underway, the scheduled 10-rounder, Bally Canino versus Nora Daigle for Canino's IFBA Featherweight Championship.
That power punch that we saw land by Daigle was one of only 4 power punches she has landed in this bout. She's only thrown 13. These numbers courtesy of CompuBox, as always.
The Las Vegas kid, Logan Hobson.
He is back in the saddle here along with Saul.
Saul Avila, who just got back from the World Cup in France.
Yeah, he had a great time. Of course, he wasn't with the American team there. They didn't have such a good time, did they?
No. I think Saul could have helped the United States side.
They could have used him. Could have used anybody.
Take a look at Al's scorecard through 3 rounds.
I have got Canino. There it is. I've got Canino winning 30-27. She's really dictated the pace of this bout. It's been a little uneven effort by both women, I think. There's a good straight left hand by Canino.
Canino has landed the better punches, whereas Daigle has not thrown many. Canino countered.
Getting a straight left hand, and Daigle is walking into that punch because she is moving to her right primarily. Canino throws that straight left not as well as she might. She pushes that punch a lot.
Round 4 nearly in the books. This one is scheduled for 10. Canino and Daigle on the deuce. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Bob Papa along with Al Bernstein. We begin round number 5 of the scheduled 10-round IFBA Featherweight Championship bout between champion Bally Canino and the challenger Nora Daigle. Let's take a look at some punch numbers through 4 rounds.
Canino dominating the action, and the most amazing statistic is that Daigle landed only 1 of 28 punches in round 4. So she is having a tough time.
Left hand from Canino and a chopping right.
As we look at the wider view of these fighters, you see that the right foot of Canino stays outside the left foot of Daigle. And when you are a southpaw, that's what you want. And if you're a righty, you've got to get that foot outside because you can't land any punches unless you do. That's the way you get the left hook in. And even the straight right hand, which Daigle has landed once or twice, you almost land that by accident against the lefty if your footwork is wrong. But once in a while, you'll get one in. And that actually serves against you because then you think you're in a position to throw the punch, and you're not.
That is the task facing Nora Daigle.
She's trained by Fernand Marcotte, who is a former middleweight champion in Canada.
Final seconds of round 5, the midway point of this IFBA Featherweight Championship bout. It's single elimination. elimination time in World Cup soccer. Tomorrow, join us on ESPN2 at 10 a.m. Eastern. Italy, which made it all the way to the finals 4 years ago before losing to Brazil, squares off against Norway. Norway defeated Brazil in the opening round of the World Cup from France. Join us here on The Deuce tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Italy and Norway. Roberto Baggio hopes to make amends from 4 years ago.
You're a soccer maven. Here in the last round, straight left hand getting in by Canino. That had a lot to do with what we talked about in the last round, the positioning of these two fighters.
And we begin round number 6. If you remember, in the World Cup 4 years ago, it was Baggio, the Italian star, who missed in the shootout that keyed Brazil. Baggio did score on a penalty kick in the first round to key Italy to one of their wins.
You are a man of all seasons. Not only in many ways a man of all seasons. Our ESPN viewers are going to get treated to the Cadillac Open on our air, which you played in this past week. How did you do? I know you're a good golfer. How'd you do?
Played well.
Who'd you play with?
Terry Dill at the Upper Montclair Country Club. The NFL stars are in action. It was on ESPN earlier today. Al Del Greco again, 2 under par, 70. Charles Cootie leads the seniors after the first round, a 1-shot lead over Dave Stockton and defending champion Bruce Crampton. You see tomorrow on ESPN, the Cadillac NFL Classic. Pete Charosa and the people at Cadillac do a fantastic job with that event at ESPN.
That's a great tournament.
Here it's Bonnie Canino and Nora Daigle. Canino defending her IFBA Featherweight Championship. She's 8-2 with 4 knockouts. She's really controlled this bout, Al, from the start.
She has, using her left-handed style and the height and reach that she already has. And there was a nice uppercut by Canino. She is, unfortunately, very much an arm puncher. And I think she has obviously great physical skill. She's obviously a good athlete, in great shape. And I think she just needs better technique. Of course, the problem is she came to women's boxing, as most women did, a little later, and she's at 36, so will she have time to work on that technique?
Another round in the back pocket for Bonnie Canino. We return to Las Vegas after these blows.
Now here, Bonnie Canino squared up more to Daigle, and what does that do? It allows Daigle a chance to land that jab. That's the first time I called her Daigle. Her name is spelled that way. And of course, most of the folks we deal with who are from Louisiana or the Cajun area would pronounce it Daigle, but not so up in French.
Canada. Fighting out of the back.
Hence we call her Daigle. And there is the punch numbers through round 6. And you see that by any name, Nora is not doing so well in this bout, landing only 18%. And Canino up around 41, which is respectable.
Bonnie Canino from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, controlling this bout.
Bonnie works for the U.S. #1 fitness organization in Florida. She's bilingual, and she also has black belts in several martial arts, as do many of the women that box.
Almost all of them have held a kickboxing title or have been highly ranked in kickboxing.
And I think the difference in a lot of the women that compete, the ones that we see that really have the really good technique or have figured it out, are the ones that can make that transition. Because even men's kickboxers often have a hard time making the transition to regular boxing. So it's no surprise that some of the women don't. Bad mistake by Canino. She tried an uppercut from way out and got hit with the right hand. You can't throw an uppercut from that far out and not get countered, and Daigle countered her with an overhand right.
You can see why the transition from kickboxing to boxing would be difficult. Let's face it, you're down 2 weapons.
That's true.
So Nora Daigle caught the attention of Bonnie Canino here in round number 7. This bout is scheduled for 10. We're back to Las Vegas with round 8 after this brief timeout.
Tactical error in the last round. Bonnie Canino, you throw an uppercut from that far out and you're going to get countered. She did with the left hand, but had enough presence of mind to throw her own left right after that.
And we begin round number 8. Someone who tried that punch in this town 8 years ago got floored. His name was Buster Douglas against
Very good.
Evander Holyfield.
You and I both were there at that fight. And it's a perfect example of it.
Take a look at punch numbers in 7 rounds. In round number 7.
In the 7th, yeah, the Canino landing at a good pace, but she slowed her numbers. Canino threw 38 punches the previous round and 28 there. That was a significant drop from where she was at before.
Daigle is starting to land some shots here against Canino in the later rounds.
And perhaps Canino is getting a little bit tired at this juncture. That's part of the reason why maybe some impact by the Daigle punches.
Daigle has been 10 rounds once, the loss to Tracy Berg. Canino has been 10 rounds on several occasions.
So you would think that it would be Daigle that would have more trouble as we head into the later rounds.
Both women 36 years of age. Daigle will turn 37 in November. Canino turned 36 back in January.
When it is all said and done about this fight, Nora Daigle will have lost primarily because she didn't know how to fight a lefty. And that really, I think, is strategically, she's been always in the wrong place at the wrong time. I think also Canino's height and reach, a big factor.
Come to the end of round number 8. 2 more rounds scheduled in this 10-round title bout on the deuce. Welcome back to Bally's in Las Vegas. Bob Papa along with Al Bernstein. Good crowd on hand. 2 hours of live women's boxing on ESPN2. Bonnie Canino defending her IFBA Featherweight Championship against Nora Daigle. Canino, the left-hander. She has controlled this bout throughout, although Daigle did have a better round number 8. It seemed that way anyway.
Yeah, well, and she probably because they threw almost the same number of punches, and because, as you see, Canino's percentage landed was down. And you know what? Now, there's a good left hook by Daigle. We remember Daigle's punches because there are so few of them, and they're clean when they land, but there just aren't enough of them.
Take a look at Al's scorecard through the first 8 rounds in this 10-round title bout.
It is what I wish Kerry Wood would pitch for the Cubs every single outing, a shutout. As Canino is ahead 80-72. I'm from Chicago. I gotta be a lot of homerism there.
That's right. I actually gave Daigle the last round, even though the punch numbers may not support that. I don't know, it just seemed like she might have won the round.
You are entitled to your opinion, sir.
Neither woman has been down. Neither woman has really been hurt.
And they're not big knockout punches. Each woman came in with 2 knockouts to their record, so they're not going to get you out of them. And the reason is simple. Both of these women, in terms of technique, don't really get leverage on their punches very well. There's a good right hand by Daigle. She's been able to sporadically get those in.
Final seconds of round number 9. The 10th and final round to come between Canino and Daigle on ESPN2 after this.
You got to work this entire round. Don't do anything.
The corner of Bonnie Canino.
Hey, get under that jab. You see her, she's going to try to throw some knockouts, so get under him. If you miss, get under him, and then come in quick. Deep breath.
The only way she can hit you hard if you let her come in without a jab. She'll walk right into your jab. She'll walk right into it.
Fine.
Do not stop
Ready to go.
a stiff
10th
jab.
round, hey.
A real jab.
Al, some good work by Nora Daigle in round number 9.
She was able to get this straight right hand in, and she's been able to get those in from time to time, but not often.
So we begin the 10th and a final round. Bonnie Canino looking to hang on to her IFBA Featherweight Championship. Remember, in women's boxing, championship bouts are 10-round affairs. Chant of Nora from the Nora Daigle fans that have made the trip from Canada to Las Vegas.
It's been a frustrating outing for her and for her fans as well. Now that right hand center back, it will be called a knockdown apparently.
It is being called a knockdown. I thought, when you see Nora Daigle say, what, are you kidding me?
The only thing is, there may have been a punch there that actually pushed her back, even though she wasn't hurt. And really, the replay is the only way you're going to see. It's tough to see in actual time.
See, 40 seconds remaining in this 10th and final round. Another lead uppercut from Canino, just missed.
She's been enamored with that punch and paid the price a few rounds ago for throwing it from too far off. She looks like she's in a little bit of a prevent defense now, Bally Canino, knowing and feeling that she has this one in tow and just trying to buy some time and get this one to the end of the 10th round, which we are very close to have happen.
A chant of Bonnie from the Bally Canino fans. She goes after Daigle here in the final seconds of the bout. And there's the bell, a fight to the finish. Bally Canino, has she kept her IFBA Featherweight Championship? We'll find out what the judges thought when we return to Bally's in Las Vegas, Nevada after this timeout on ESPN2. Welcome back to Las Vegas. You get a look at Nora Daigle, the 36-year-old from Canada. She came to Las Vegas in quest of Bally Canino's IFBA Featherweight Championship. In round number 10, Daigle was knocked down. And we wondered if it was actually a knockdown, and now we'll look at it.
Let's see what we see. There might have been a punch there, or there might have been a push. She was off balance. No, there is no punch. There was a right hand thrown. It didn't land, so in truth, it was probably a push. But it doesn't matter. I think it's academic because I think Bally Canino probably won a big decision.
Let's find out what the judges thought. We send it to our ring announcer, Danny Valdivia.
Judges Patricia Morse-Jarman and Jerry Roth scored the bout 98-91. Judge Glenn Trowbridge scored the bout 99-90. The winner by unanimous decision and still champion, Bally the Cobra Canino.
Bally Canino got it done in this bout using her lefty style and her height and her reach. And while there's some work to be done on her technique, she hangs on to her title.
Bally Canino keeps the IFBA Featherweight Championship belt. She is now 9-2. Nora Daigle falls to 4-2-1. A unanimous decision for Bally Canino. We'll take a look at some final punch stats, and Al, total domination by Canino.
And what's impressive is Canino finished strong. She threw 41 punches in the last round, only 18 thrown by Daigle. So for Bally Canino, respectable numbers.
Well, be sure to join us on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern.